Do you want to get a more traditional charcoal offset smoker flavor in your electric smoker? Well, today's video, I have the solution for you, and it's going to involve a little mini barbecue. This is Robert with Pioneer Smokehouses, and today we're going to be smoking some ribs in my Masterbuilt electric smoker. But here's the trick. We're going to use the tray out of a cheap charcoal grill so that way we can infuse charcoal smoked flavor into our ribs. Now, this is really simple and you don't have to buy a charcoal grill. Later in the video, I'll show you what I used to use, but I wanted to buy this so I could show you the options. Plus, there was something I really liked about it, and that's these little slots that you see right on the side, which increase airflow. So like usual, I always preheat my Masterbuilt smoker to wherever I want to use it. Sometimes maybe just a few degrees under, so that way I can kick it up right when I turn it on if I'm going to be using wood chips in it. But today I won't be using any wood chips in it. We're going to load this pan with charcoal. So I'm going to take this over to the bag of charcoal, and I'm going to build myself a small charcoal snake and light a little bit of charcoal. That, for me, will take me about 15 minutes. For you, I'll be right back. So I went ahead and I laid out a small charcoal snake here. And just for reference, we've got 8 briquettes across here and room for lighting briquettes. The first thing I'm going to do when I'm done with that is I'm going to place a couple of pieces of large wood chips right here. And when I say wood chips, these are the Weber brand. So to me, they're closer to small wood chunks, but that's what Weber calls them, so that's what we're going to call them today. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out this and put in between each briquette a wood chip. So let me do that and I'll be right back. I have a few wood chips left here, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on top of these starter wood chunks. The idea is that when we put the lit briquettes on top of these wood chunks, they'll start on fire almost immediately and get going, and then it will help the process along, so we'll get a good fast start. We don't want to start slow, we want to start quick. Let me go get that charcoal chimney and I'll be right back. So I have the charcoal chimney that I lit on the side burner of my propane grill. I always do that, it's just easier. Now, if you don't have that option, you can always use a tumbleweed underneath or even a newspaper that has a little bit of spray oil. Wad that up, put a little bit of vegetable oil spray on it, and then light it and put this on top, and it should light just fine. But it will take a few more minutes. And again, the propane grill side burner is just so easy that this is my favorite way of doing it. Unfortunately, when you light a small charcoal chimney with, say, 7 briquettes in it, it's a little hard to light. So we have to sort through here and pick the best ones. I want to point out something. When you're handling this, this end will get hot very quickly, so be careful not to be anywhere near that or use a glove of some sort. I'm going to put on just a standard knit glove, but use a thermal glove or a pot holder if you plan on using 2 hands like this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open the preheated smoker. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this in here on the very bottom shelf. I don't want to push it tight against the back. I want a little bit of a gap around it, but I do want to move it over here so there's just about a pencil width in here. I don't want it against the wall, but I want it over this way so that way that charcoal is not against the wall. And there's a reason. So this is why is because I want to disperse the heat as much as possible. So I'm going to put in this disposable tinfoil tray, but I'm going to move this the opposite direction. That way, when the heat and smoke come up from that charcoal, it can't go straight up into the ribs. Now we'll go ahead and leave it like that, but later in the cooking process, we'll slide the two the opposite direction, so that way we get the exact opposite effect as the heat moves this way. Go ahead and close this and let it come back up to temperature. I do want to point out one other thing. Keep the load tube out of the side of the smoker. That way the smoker can take in fresh air so the charcoal will burn. Without the lobe tube out, there's not enough air for that charcoal to maintain a good clean burn. Let me run in the house and grab the ribs real quick. I'll be right back. So here I have a rack of St. Louis style ribs, and I didn't do much special with it. I did remove the silver skin membrane off the back, and then I put down a small layer of garlic granules, and then a small layer of Cosmo cow cover, and a small layer of Cosmo coarse double pepper cow cover. Now, I find that the coarse doesn't have enough fine fibers in it for something like a pork or anything, so I like to get a little bit of the original on there and then a little bit of the coarse on there. And of course, I did it on a grill mat, like always. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in here. And you can see that we're already generating smoke. I did not add wood chips to this. This is all from the charcoal. I want to make sure that this is on there, centered. And we'll put it in my favorite spot. It's perfectly in the middle. We won't have to move that at all. And it's completely underneath the drip tray, so that drip tray will catch any drippings for easy disposal. I want you to take a look here at the thermometer probes in here. I'll go ahead and close that. And let's talk a little bit about that. This always runs a little lower temperature than what the gauge says. So I like to use the thermometer probes so that way I know exactly what kind of temperature we're getting. Let's take a close look at that. I tried to zoom in on that a little bit, but I don't think that the camera is picking it up correctly. But I'll find out in post, and if it did, then Merry Christmas to us. Now you can see that we have really good smoke flow. I put these blocks here to kind of direct the smoke. I like to put on a takeoff, an HVAC duct takeoff on there, or just a pipe of some sort to bring the smoke up. But it's not that important out here. It's going to pretty much fill this area anyway, so I run a fan back there so I don't get choked out. Now, as I was telling you, to monitor that temperature inside on the side, I have my ThermoPro dual probe thermometers right here, and that's checking the temperature. Now this says it's 300, but currently those are just slightly over 200. We'll give them a minute to catch up. I think that they probably drop down a little bit. Once they catch up, then we'll know exactly where we are. Usually we're anywhere between 25 and 50 degrees in difference there. And when we run that tray of charcoal in there, the temperature up here is all over the place. Now, the only reason we're running the temperature is because when that charcoal runs out, we want to make sure it does not go below a minimum cooking temperature of 225. So that way it just keeps on cooking. It gets all that yummy charcoal smoky goodness, and we're good to go. Now this was something similar to what I used before, and basically what it is it's a cookie sheet that comes with a cookie grate or a cooling rack grate. And I bought this one from the Super Center, but you can easily buy them online, and I will see if I can find the exact same one and put the link down below underneath the smoker link. And that is an affiliate link, so if you use that, it will help support the channel, but it won't cost you anything extra. Now, these things here, again, you could drill holes in them if you wanted more ventilation for the charcoal. I would say not to overdo it. You'll use it probably 20, 30 times, and then it'll probably be worn out and go in the garbage. You could put tinfoil underneath and that would extend the life a little bit, but I wouldn't worry about it. These are really, really cheap, cheaper than the actual barbecue that I bought. But this is all in the name of science. I wanted to buy the barbecue so I could show you what would work good for you. Now we're going to go ahead and let this run until that charcoal gets about 2/3 of the way, and then we'll talk a little bit more and it'll be show and tell time. So for you, that'll just be 1 second. For me, probably close to 2 hours. It's been a little bit more than 2 hours and we've consistently been running a little over 250 degrees. Now let's go ahead and take a little temperature reading and get a close look. I have checked in here a couple of times and everything has been looking really good. Temperature, you know, is not perfectly stable when you're going with a fuel like charcoal. But you see a little bit of smoke coming out of there, which is perfect. This is my ThermoPro Lightning Instant Read Thermometer. And I gotta tell you that this thing is really nice. A rack of ribs is a little bit too small for the temp spike, but this, we can get right in between the bones and get a nice reading. And I wish you could see this from over there, but these ribs are just going great at 161 degrees. So that means that they're gonna head right up there to where we want them to be. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out and let's see, I'm not sure, it looks like you can see that right there. So you can see all the charcoal is lit all the way across, and over here we still have a little bit of black, but back in here you've got a lot of charcoal that's kind of expelled. Over here there's a lot of powder. So remember that as it goes across, the temperature will slowly climb because more and more of it will be lit. And that is another reason why you don't want to put in a bunch of wood in one spot, because the wood will burn faster and act as a wick in the cooking process. Now let's get this shut. If I leave it open any longer, somebody will mention it in the comments. The nice thing about this, no matter which way I go, it goes upright. And then let me show you on the close-up. And then the minute I close it, it turns off just like that. I really like that about this. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave that right here for the next check. But again, we're moving along really good. We don't look too dry, so I'm going to hold off for another hour before I consider wrapping them in tinfoil. Plus, I want the cooking process to keep going. At this temperature, we could definitely eat these right now, and I would say that if you wanted to pull them off and throw them on the grill, that you would end up with a nice crispy, crunchy outside, and they would be perfectly done. We're going to go along a little bit longer and try to avoid wrapping them in foil because they look really good. They still look plenty moist and juicy. Let's just go ahead and ride it out. I'll be back in 1 hour for me and 1 second for you. I have returned and it has not been quite an hour yet, but it goes without saying that frequently I forget that during the winter I need to watch my lighting, and the lighting is going to go away real fast. So I thought no better time than now to take these things out. Now I went ahead and checked on it beforehand, and I'm going to show you here that you can see that all of these coals are burned up and they're still firing just a little bit on the end. I'm going to pop a picture that I just took right there so that way you can get a closer look at that. But I moved the tray over a little bit so that way the heat at the last there didn't overwhelm the ribs. But I did also put the thick side on this side because I expected that it would be a little bit more direct and it was easy to miss the timing, which is exactly what I did, of course. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and open the lightning thermometer here. Like that. 186. I like that. Now, normally I would rest these up and then they would turn out right where I want them to be. I'm going to go ahead and get something together so we can sit here and take a look at them. I'll be right back. So I've got this all situated here. I just threw it on top of the Weber Smoky Mountain, and then you can see the back side. That looks really nice. Got myself my brisket slicing knife because I want to get a nice long slice right in between these bones. So I'm going to go ahead and take it right there. Well, that feels good. I'm not a fan of mushy meat. If you like yours mushy, okay. If you like yours really tender, just for you. Then wrap them and throw a little bit of broth, and maybe what I like to do is a half a cup of beef broth and a half a cup of my favorite store-bought barbecue sauce, or you could do homemade. I want to show you this, and you can see the juice coming off of there. Look at that. Let's set this down here. This is a Victorinox knife, and you'll see the links below. These are awesome. They hold a edge for a long time. They're super light, and they have this plastic Fibrox handle, and Fibrex or whatever they call it. And I just love these, and I have a complete set of them, and I use them for everything. Now, look at that. Looks good. I want to point out here that there's a light little smoke ring right there, and I think that smoke rings are not the biggest deal, but I think that tells us the charcoal worked and did its thing. So we know that we should have that charcoal flavor in there because we can see the smoke ring. That is really good. That does not taste like any electric smoker ribs I've ever had. This method will add that wonderful smoky charcoal flavor to all of your food, and it's really simple to do. You don't have to put in as much as I did, and you can use a cookie sheet or whatever you want to use to make this happen. But you should give this a try, and it will add that wonderful smoky flavor to your ribs or whatever you're smoking. My other would be a chuck roast, but a large chuck roast takes more time than I have in daylight. So there's that. But again, if you saw anything you like in the video, there'll be affiliate links below. Those will support the channel. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.